Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's episode, we're making pork chili verde burrito. In a large bowl, I have about 9 tomatillos. I peel them and wash them. On this plate, we have peeled and washed tomatillos. Next, we have ancho chili peppers and anahead peppers, jalapenos, serrano, and onions. Next, I'm going to cut all the tomatillos, peppers, onions in halves. You can also de-seed the peppers. Bake in the oven at 400 degrees for 25 minutes or until browned. On a separate plate, I have an onion and 3 cloves of garlic smashed for Spanish rice. Next step for Spanish rice, you'll need to add some oil, sliced onions and garlic, long grain rice, chicken bouillon, tomato sauce, and water. Pour 1 tablespoon of oil on the pan on medium heat. Then add onions and garlic. Saute for 1 to 2 minutes. Then add the long grain rice and mix everything together. You can add more oil if needed to coat all the rice. Once the rice is sauteed, add the water and tomato sauce and stir to mix everything together. Add both tomato and chicken bouillon into the pan and mix together. Stir the rice mixture occasionally until you see a simmer. Then add the lid on top of the pan and lower heat to the lowest setting. Cook for 20 minutes. I am taking out all of the roasted tomatillos, peppers, and onions, then add it all to the blender. Also add a handful of cilantro into the blender. Blend until it becomes a sauce and set aside. The rice has been cooking for 20 minutes and rested for 5 minutes. Stir rice around to make it fluffy. In a small mortar and pestle, add whole black peppercorns, Mexican oregano, cumin, paprika, onions, and garlic powder. First, add the whole black peppercorns and oregano and grind until the peppercorns have smashed. Then add the rest of the dried powder spices. For the pork meat, you'll need the spices we made, a clove of garlic, sliced onions, and 3 pounds of pork stew meat. Add 2 tablespoons of oil on high heat. Add half of the pork stew. You'll need to cook it in batches. Then add the spices onto the pork meat and cook until you see brown crispy edges on the meat. It does not have to be cooked all the way. Once you're done cooking the pork meat, add 1 tablespoon of oil and add the garlic and sliced onions. You want the onions to be translucent. Then add 1 cup of beef stock into the pan. This will help deglaze the pan and get extra flavor. Grab a large pot, about 6 quarts or more, and add the pork meat, the onions, and pour 3/4 of the green salsa and save the rest for a later time. Add the rest of the beef stock into the pot and stir everything together until combined. Add 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon to the stew and add 4 dried bay leaves and mix together. Put the lid on top of the pot and lower heat to the lowest setting. Cook stew for 2 hours on low heat. Once the stew has been cooking for 2 hours, now add the rest of the green salsa to the pot and mix. The stew is now done. Now to assemble the burrito, you'll need a large-sized tortilla, add the Spanish rice, scoop pork meat from the stew, pour about 2 large scoops. Next, wrap the burrito starting on the 2 sides, fold into the middle, then roll the rest of the tortilla. Pour some sauce from the stew over the burrito. Add a handful of shredded cheese on top of the burrito and pour more sauce on top of the cheese to melt. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please like, subscribe, and click the link down below for full written recipes on my website.